The market is going to tell you which
Mm.
they prefer. I love the game. Ugly ads destroy pretty ads. Do you have this problem? If yes, we solve it. You're trying to persuade the person to take action immediately. When you try to be everything to all people, you're nothing to everyone. And then you compete on price. If you want to make a lot of money, you have to specialize. People pay far more for a specialist.
Hello and welcome to the Success Differently podcast. My name is Michelle Sorgaroli and I am your host today. And we're being joined by our very special guest, Peter Geisheker. Peter has been shaping the world of digital marketing since 1996, which is before Google even existed. I think if I understand correctly, Google actually went public in 1998. So he was way ahead of things. He founded the Geisheker Group in 2002 and has since then led full funnel strategy, managed seven-figure budgets, and helped his clients land deals with giants like Cisco and HP. Today, as a fractional CMO and strategic advisor, Peter blends his deep technical expertise with creative insights and a sharp focus on ROI. But what truly sets him apart is how he brings calm, clarity, and a touch of wit to the chaos of growth marketing. Peter, it is a delight, an absolute delight to have you here today. Thank you for joining us. And here we go.
Oh, it is absolutely my pleasure, and thank you for inviting me.
This is fun. So, for those of you who are just starting to listen, I started following Peter in 2010, which is early in my career days. I've been at this since 2004, but I discovered Peter in 2010. And so we've sort of been in this peripheral zone with each other for a long time. So I'm excited about this conversation as well, because I've been around not since 1996, but not on online marketing anyway. So, marketing, back when, what originally drew you to marketing, Peter? And what has kept your interest and inspiration for these last 2.5 decades or so, 3 decades?
Well, my father had a small business,
Oh,
and he would need to send out sales letters to prospects and customers.
mm,
And I don't know why, but he'd always ask me to proof them. And I'm like, it's not very good if you said this instead. And that just kind of got me started in
oh my gosh.
copywriting. And at that same time, uh, he had a book on his desk called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, a must read for every
Yeah,
entrepreneur. And
a good one.
that book just, I mean, really kind of opened my eyes to with the right words, with the right presentation, the right copy and everything, you can basically weave words into gold, like the fictional Rumpelstiltskin. And so that's the way I started when I was a student at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay. This was in the mid 90s. I decided to take a class on website
Oh my
development
gosh.
and bought a book on how to create websites with HTML. And at that time, I had just become a student employee for both the psychology and the human development department at the university. And once they heard I knew how to make website stuff, the department hired me to create all
Right.
their interdepartmental pages. And then the school, I mean, the university itself hired me as a consultant for
Right.
how to correctly build the university's website, how to do search engine optimization and all that, because you might say where the real spark hit is it's great to create a website. How do you get people to it? And that's where I went, you know what? I like the technical stuff. It's fun, but I really love the marketing.
Yeah. Well, when you were saying turning words into gold, like Rumpelstiltskin, your eyes lit up. So I was like, there's just something very exciting about that, turning words into gold. So certainly that introduction to the world of copy through your dad. Like, how old were you at that time? Were you still a young person, or had you had some formal education at that point?
maybe 12-ish.
Oh, wow. So you were really young.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you knew at that time that the copy wasn't that good when he was
It's
writing it.
just been kind of a part of my life where I read something and go, would I buy that or not? And I go, yeah,
Yeah.
no. But if I said this and this and
Hmm.
this, that might get me more interested.
Right. I love that. So at 12 years old, you had this introduction to how words could be magic in a sense. And then now you went to university, but I understand if correct me if I'm wrong, but I think your degree was in psychology, was it not?
Correct. Which, as a marketing person, is probably the most perfect uh, course you can ever take. And except for, I mean, taking some online courses from like Udemy, I've actually
Mm.
have never taken a marketing class in my life,
Oh.
but read dozens and dozens of books on marketing and copywriting.
Yeah. And you know what? That's actually really interesting because with in a sense, I believe sometimes formal education can actually get in the way, right, of the learning because it sets you
Yeah.
down certain patterns and it teaches you the right way of doing things. So then your own creative self can't rise because it's kind of blocked by the right way or the how-tos, if you will. Is that consistent with your experience, or were you even thinking that back then, or how does that resonate with you?
Could you
Repeat?
reword it?
Yeah, good. Thank you. There's a lot there. As we, so I believe that formal education can sometimes, particularly in something like marketing, not building bridges,
Mhm.
but in something like marketing, formal education can get in the way of how
Yeah.
you bring your greatest value to light, how you can, how
Mhm.
it get in the way of your creativity. And so what you said is I didn't actually study marketing, I studied psychology, and then I did my own course, if you will, through Udemy and whatnot. So my question is, what do you think about formal education versus self-guided learning in marketing?
A library ticket's much more affordable than a degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buying books on Amazon.
Hmm.
Because when you go to university courses, what do? You read books and do papers and tests on those books. Well, you have access through, I mean, websites like Amazon to, I mean, almost every book ever written.
Yeah.
So if you have I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for, the self motivation
Hmm.
to educate yourself, to me,
Mm,
college is kind of an incredibly expensive waste of time.
right. My father may have agreed with you. I did end up with a degree. My degree is in French. Um, but
Okay.
so not related to what I'm doing at all. Um, but my father arguably did pretty much everything in his power to make sure that I didn't graduate with a piece of paper. He was fine with my going to school, didn't want me to graduate with a piece of paper. And his philosophy was, and apparently I've adopted some form of that, his philosophy was that a formal education can get in the way of your becoming your most creative self. And it can actually put you inside a box instead of allowing you to just become who you're meant to become. Curious, and to some extent I think that's true, and to some extent that's not true. So it's interesting when we see how different people's journey.
Yeah, the value of a college education, it's not so much what you learn, it's that you went through the process and you didn't
Mm,
give up. So
mm,
it's more about the power of going through something like that, completing it, and getting the degree. So I think
yeah.
it's more about what you are as a person
Hmm.
compared to what you actually learn.
Yeah, exactly. So in so I'm curious. So you were you discovered through your dad through copywriting. And then what inspired your degree in psychology initially? Was it, what happened that gave you an interest in psychology at first?
I have always been a tremendous lover of animals and just really curious about how do they think, how do they problem solve, uh, how close are they? Mammals. I mean, do we all kind of think as mammals the same, just on maybe smaller scales? The so I was very much going to go into behavioral
Okay.
psychology.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But while in college, as I mentioned, I discovered how to create websites, was hired first by the departments and then by the university to help them with the website development, helping them with the search engine optimization. And I thought, you know what? This new thing called the internet is really cool. And I seem to just kind of naturally
Mm,
understand it. I was even hired by the psychology department to help teach students how to use the internet and how to and to teach the professors
wow.
how to use it. This is really cool. And my first job out of college was for a was for a small internet service provider in Green Bay, where I learned more skills. But I mean, I was mostly hired because how well I was able to do search engine optimization
Interesting.
and get websites highly ranked. And this was when Google had just come out. So I mean, I was
Yeah.
getting websites ranked on Yahoo, Alta Vista, Lycos, Dogpile, Northern Light, all the early search engines. And then I got married, and my wife and I decided to move to Colorado, and I was hired by a recruiting
Okay.
company, uh, and we did recruiting for IT professionals for like uh, MCI WorldCom back when that existed, Ross Pro's company, uh,
Okay.
Hewlett Packard. And so my job was to help the recruiters, but really learn how to write job descriptions to
Mm,
attract the top talent, which is marketing and
marketing.
copyrighted
Yeah.
in copywriting. So I was once again in that position. I was helping the overall company with SEO. I got that job by first getting the localized department that I worked for in the IT sector, our individual pages
Right.
highly ranked. So from there, I was promoted to an area director where I would teach all of the internet marketers how to do it correctly and manage them. And at that time, I went to graduate school because we're seeing what our IT contractors were being paid. Thought, you know what, IT might be a good direction. So I
Aw.
got my master's degree immediately upon graduating. I was recruited to work for an internet
Yeah.
startup as their director of marketing. Within 90 days, took them from being unprofitable to being extremely profitable.
Beautiful. I love
And it's
that.
just all comes down to copy. Do you write words that get people interested?
That's fantastic. I love that. Words becoming gold.
Yeah,
No, I'm not going to forget that. It's such a great
over and
image.
over, and it just.
Um, so I can see that it lights you up. And I'm kind of
Mhm.
curious about what is it? I mean, lots of people can say, can do or say something like, yeah, words become good copy and good copy translates into results, but there's something unique to you that's lighting you up about words becoming gold, words turning into results and money and ROI. What is
Where
it?
else can you do that? Where else can you take a pen and paper and turn it into money? I don't know of any other profession.
Yeah.
And because I've become very good at this, I call myself a very well paid gambler because I'm
Hmm.
hired to spend millions of dollars in advertising to promote
Hmm.
the ads I create. And if they don't work, if they're not profitable, I'm
Yeah.
gone, and my client loses a fortune. So
Right.
it's just I've I'm paid to gamble other people's money on advertising, and it's exciting to create 10 ads, 20 ads, 50 ads, A/B test them, and all of a sudden see one or two ads all of a sudden just explode. And you're like, why are they doing so well? Honestly,
You don't know.
I don't know, but
They
they
just do.
exploded. It's just really exciting. I mean, it's like when you go gambling, you pull it in, ding, 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 ding. Exactly the same.
Yeah. And this is interesting too, because I think, you've talked about this a little bit, a couple of times now, around testing and A/B testing or
Mhm,
being able to write a bunch of different options. But
mhm.
what I'm hearing from you, this is where the ROI thing comes in, I think, because of the nature of the internet and the opportunity to test, you can actually, you know what's going to be successful by testing it. So you can push harder on that lever. Is that what I'm hearing?
Exactly. I mean, the beautiful thing about doing internet marketing and testing multiple ads is you may say, I want to do ads in this style and say this. The CEO of the company will go, no, 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 I want to do this direction. And then someone else goes, no, I want to do this direction. Well, in the past, basically, the
Hmm.
CEO would win that conversation because I mean they sign the paychecks.
Yeah.
Now I can go, that's a great idea. Let's test it. You know
Yeah.
what? That's a fantastic idea. Let's test it.
Hmm.
Let's let the market choose
Right.
who created the correct message.
Yeah.
And that, after we do a couple of those tests, and I mean, not to be a jerk, but after my ads absolutely destroy their ads, they stop
Yeah.
questioning me.
Yeah. Because they can see. So the internet really, what I'm hearing is the internet has amplified for you the game.
It allows you to test multiple messages very quickly for not that much money for
Right.
it. Let's say you go to Facebook. You create, let's say, 5 image ads and 5 video ads. We'll run them all at the same time, give them all the same budget. So
Hmm.
so the results are fair. Each ad is getting exactly the same amount of exposure,
Hmm.
and the market tells you, you know
Hmm.
what? Ad one sucked, ad two sucked, ad three, not bad. Ad four was
Hmm.
horrible. Video one, you just knocked it out of the
Hmm.
park. So you go through, you let these ads run. You should let them run for at least 10 days because with Facebook, the longer you run ads to get results, the more the algorithm learns these are the correct type of people to
Mm,
place your ad in
right.
front of. So, I mean, a big mistake people make is they'll run their Facebook ads for like 2 days and go, "Oh, I spent X amount of money. I didn't get great results. Facebook stinks. This whole internet advertising stuff, it does not work." No, you did your advertising correctly.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
run at least 45 ads at the same time, run them for 2 weeks, and give them enough budget to actually get the data. I'd say a good test on Facebook, you should be spending $2,000 minimum,
okay.
preferably 5 to 10,
Oh,
but
wow.
two but with me, I might be testing 20 ads
Right.
at the same time.
Yeah.
So uh,
Huh.
never
Just
assume
curious.
you know what your target market wants. You create tons of different ads with different messaging, different imaging, and the market is going to tell you
Hmm.
which type of imaging, which type of messaging they prefer. So it really removes ego
Mm,
because
interesting.
I've been doing this for so long, and if I run 10 ads at the same time and I say ad eight, that's just going to
That's
be the one. 100% of the time, I'll be wrong.
And there you go, right? Yeah, it's interesting. And I think, what I'm hearing from you, I'm just coming back to the core themes. Um, your love of you obviously have a love of words and how they influence. This idea around animals and how they behave and psychology and behavior patterns, that deep, deep, deep curiosity
Mhm.
is also showing up here as your because you're
Mhm.
when you're doing the testing, you're testing the behavior that the words are generating, right?
Exactly.
Right? So you're right there.
Exactly.
Um, and then I don't know whether it was by chance, but it sounds to some extent like this opportunity to do website development kind of piqued your interest early on. And be like, oh, this is a curious opportunity. I wonder where this might go.
I just saw early on thinking the internet and just sitting down on your computer and having access to all these different websites,
Yeah.
universities, whatever it might be, you just you have access to all this information. And if you create a website,
Hmm.
instead of having to go out and I mean, rent I mean, a physical storefront
Yeah.
and all the expense with this, it's really inexpensive to create and host a website. And if you learn how to do search engine optimization to get high rankings on Google and stuff, it almost makes your advertising for free.
Yeah.
Or
So
I
I'm
should say in the good old days. Uh, I was very good at that early in my career. I had my website at the number one ranking worldwide for advertising agencies, marketing
mm,
firms, marketing companies worldwide across multiple search engines,
probably
including
why I
Google.
ended up on your in your periphery. I was like, hey, this
Yep,
Peter guy, I should pay attention to
I
him.
was everywhere.
Yeah,
And
I
and
remember
I
that
will admit,
actually. Yeah.
I was black hat, meaning I didn't follow the rules. I
Mhm.
hacked my way. I manipulated these search engines.
Yeah.
And then the Google Penguin algorithm change hit. And I went from being number one worldwide to like 128. And yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I just keep hearing from you, Peter, that it's all a game. You
it
know,
is. The internet is just marketing in
marketing is a game.
general.
Yeah, for you.
It's a game. And
Yeah.
if you figure it out and people make it so much more difficult than it is, it can be really lucrative. And it's just I love it. I wake up every day and go to my stats and go, okay, this ad's doing great. Oh man, that one exploded. And oh, this video I spent all this time creating, zero. So,
Yeah. And look at your eyes. You're just lit up. I love that. I love seeing that because it is a game for you. And I think,
mhm.
when we look at anyone who's in their craft and who is very good at what they do, I think to some degree there is a game element to it. It's
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Tell me more. Like, what are you thinking when you hear that?
Well, it's a game in multiple ways. One, it's a game to see if I can beat my best performing ads.
Mhm.
Might go, you know what? This one is just killing it. It's converting at 12%. How do I get to 12.5%? How do I get to 13%? I mean, a lot of companies, they'll settle with getting 0.5%, 1%. And if you simply do some A/B testing to improve your ad results, you can quickly go from a 1% conversion rate to a 2% conversion rate. That's 100% improvement without spending one extra
Mhm.
cent.
Mhm.
If you go from 1% to a 4%, that's a 400% improvement without spending one extra cent. So
Mhm.
it's a game. And if you can go from 1% to 5% to 10% to 20% to 25%, it's all profit.
There's that ROI again.
Mhm.
What's important to you about that? I hear the game. What's important to you about the ROI on the other side?
It makes the client happy and I stay employed.
That's the obvious reason, but
The
there's
reason is I love the game. To
okay.
me, it's gambling. I love
Yeah.
the action. I mean, with the main client I work with, sometimes for a few weeks we'll have to stop running ads, and I'll be like, I need action. Come on, let's go, let's go.
Yeah, so it's the it and I love that. I love hearing that it's the game. And
Mhm.
as you keep coming, you keep what you've done is I see that something that makes you particularly good is you've got this convergence of your love of the words and how they manipulate behaviors, your
Mhm.
interest in how people think,
Persuade behavior.
persuade. That's an interesting difference, isn't it? Manipulate versus persuade. And what
The only difference is the spelling.
That's interesting. Well, words turn to gold. And I mean, I think
Yeah, just like some will say, wow, she's really passionate. No, she's angry. Same thing,
it's same thing.
two
Exactly.
different
Yeah.
words. Yeah.
Yes, that's very wise. There's a lot of wisdom right there. Um, and the natural, when I'm doing my work, what I'm thinking about is as I'm thinking about how you differentiate from your competitors. There's a lot of marketers out there, there's a lot of consultants out there. And when you're differentiating and thinking about how am I different? Why would a client work with me? There's a big part of this, in your case, the love of the game.
Mhm.
And the love of the game for you looks different. And it's founded in these pieces around words turning into gold,
Yeah.
understanding the
And it's actually two-part.
okay.
There's the game of me playing the game just to see what results I can get. And then there's a secondary game of knowing I'm just killing our competitors. And you know you're killing them when they start copying all of
Yeah.
your ads.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's
it's
when you know you're the top dog.
you are a competitive guy, Peter.
Oh, incredibly, incredibly.
And you
What
know
I mean,
what?
that's how I get marketing teams excited. I can go,
Yeah.
here's our main competitors. We're going to destroy them,
Love that.
and we're going to be fun, and we're going to measure it and keep an eye. Do they start copying our ads? Because if they're copying our ads, it means their ads don't work.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I love it. Just take a moment there. So, that's the your love of the competition.
Hmm.
It's just a beautiful thing, particularly in this way, because it's about fun, it's about winning, it's about being the best, it's about creating these like outstanding results. This love of the competition in a big way is, I asked you at the very beginning of this conversation, what's keeping you in the game? What's keeping your attention? Certainly as your world has changed over the last 25 years, 30 years, right? In
Hmm.
terms of the work that you do. The game hasn't changed.
Just a absolute love for it. If Michael Jordan could still be playing today, he still would be. That love of competition in the game never stops. I mean, I don't think I will ever retire because I just enjoy the game. And the
Yeah.
great thing about me is this game, I don't have to be a professional athlete. Just
Yeah.
have to
Got to keep this going.
use this and use that one and always be a couple of steps ahead of the competition.
So one of the things I'm curious about here, um, you talk about A/B testing and all the different ads that you create. Um, how do you stay creative and not become not a slave, but like I'm imagining that sometimes people start serving the algorithm and lose touch with their creativity. I'm imagining that happens. I don't know for sure. What are your thoughts around that?
It does. You can be creative to some extent. There are, I mean, definitely over my career, I've learned very specific things that hurt hurt ads compared to help them. And I'll get creative and I'll go, oh, this time it'll be different. And no, it's not. One, you always want dark text on a white background. We're taught to read books and stuff, and what are books? Black text on a white background. That's the easiest to read. That's what we're
Mm.
taught. When you do light text on a dark background, which is known as reverse copy, it looks cool, but reading comprehension just drops
Oh, wow.
like a stone. So I've learned even though creating light text on a black background, it looks cool, it's sexy, it's slick, it doesn't sell.
Wow. Interesting. Simple things like
I've
that.
learned ugly ads destroy pretty ads. Uh, we I've always have worked with companies I've worked for and stuff with their graphic artists. And of course, their graphic artists would make these gorgeous ads, just slick, beautiful. And I'd create something with big black text on a yellow background, ugliest thing you've ever seen, and destroy
Mm.
their gorgeous ads. People see gorgeous ads instantly as ads, so
Ah,
they ignore them.
right. Interesting. So what's the psychology around that, do you think?
It's different.
Mm.
It's everybody's going right, so I'm going left.
So it
I
truly
mean,
stands out.
and yeah, I mean, it just immediately
Hmm.
grabs a person when you're scrolling on Facebook or Instagram, and all of a sudden you see this obnoxious neon yellow background with black bold text. You have no choice but to read it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're speaking, oh my gosh, I got so many little fire things going on in my head right now. Because I'm thinking about the work that I do in supporting professional consultants and advisors and helping them differentiate or stand out in the crowd. And to your point, the ugly ad wins the game. And
Mhm.
this is where um, authenticity, and it's not so refined, it's not so professional, but it's the true expression of self. That also
Yeah.
wins the game because it's
It
not
is
so
the absolute core
yeah,
of simplicity.
yeah,
We live in an incredibly complex world. People don't want to read clever, complex ads that they have to somehow figure out.
yeah,
My ads are, I take everything to the lowest possible core. Do you have this problem? If yes, we solve it.
yeah.
Contact us.
Keep it
There's
really
no
simple.
clever singing cavemen, or it's the most simple core messaging.
Yeah, that's
That just
beautiful.
works so much better. Trying to be clever and stuff, you're going to strike out almost every time.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you might get lucky, but
Mm-hmm.
rarely.
Mm-hmm. And interesting, I think to your point, um, there's a couple things, when people try to be clever, they're trying to, at least in my work, and maybe you see this as well, I'm curious to know, in my work, when people are trying to be clever, they're trying to validate expertise, or they're trying to show credibility, or they're trying to make sure that they're deemed a professional so that
Mhm.
they're not seen as or not perceived as less than they
Mhm.
are, right? So I see
It's
that a
that,
lot.
and because advertising agencies create ads to win advertising awards.
Well said.
The only purpose of an ad is to increase sales. If
Yes.
you spend $1 on an ad, you should be making at least $1 1 cent in return.
Yeah.
Uh, so I mean, so what I do is I specialize in is what it's called is direct response advertising, and that's advertising where every ad, any way human possible, you're trying to persuade the person to take action immediately, not think about it, not
Yeah.
come back in a month. You have to take action now. We're offering the special only for the next 12 people, and you've got a timer saying you've got
Hmm.
20 minutes, or it's gone.
Yeah.
You have to persuade people to take action, because if they don't do it now, they're
Right.
probably never
Right.
going to.
So you work on the software as a service primarily, the SaaS side of things and the tech for tech companies
That's what
primarily, right?
that's what I did in the past. Over the
Okay.
past 4 years, I've been working for multiple law firms.
Oh, law firms.
And what's the number one thing law firms need? Clients. What are law firms really bad at? Marketing. If you look at the billboards and stuff, just replace the person in the ad and the slogan, and
Yeah,
they're all
the same.
exactly
Hmm.
the same.
Exactly. So, in terms of marketing for law firms, because I also work with lawyers in a different way,
Mhm.
as you know, we're around differentiating the offer and doing a different thing around their value proposition and whatnot, and the work that they do. What are you noticing? So, you've changed in the last 4 years. When
Mhm.
you're helping law firms stand out, what are you noticing? What's happening that you're doing now that is different from
What
the
is different is all law firm advertising is based on the attorney. Look at me. I win cases. I'm amazing. I'm wearing my dark suit and I've got my arms.
Mhm.
The same friggin' picture, every ad, every billboard. People don't like lawyers.
Hmm.
They don't like law firms. I minimize the law firm part as much as possible so it's barely noticeable. It's, do you have this problem? I can help you solve
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
Talk to me for free, no obligation.
Right.
Take it more the role of a helpful consultant or a helpline. Stop being an attorney. People don't like attorneys.
Yeah.
They don't trust attorneys. So I minimize anything that has to do with the law firm name and the name of the attorney.
Yeah.
So 95% of the ad is nothing to do with the attorney. It's the problem they have that we can solve. And at the bottom of the ad, in really small print, J and K Law Firm represented this ad is responsible by
Hmm.
John Doe, attorney at law.
Right.
So focus everything on how you help people, not on you, the attorney.
So
Like I
good.
said, they don't like you, the attorney. You all create exactly the same ads. They're all the
Yeah.
I'm John Doe, attorney at law.
Hmm. Hmm.
People are sick of it. They've seen it year after year. It's the same crap, just recycled
So
over and over and over.
it sounds to me like you're on a mission.
I'm on a mission to teach people don't focus on you. People don't care about you. They don't care about your company. Did you wake up this morning going, man, I hope Walmart has a successful day today. I'm going to say a prayer for Walmart. Nobody cares. Everybody subscribes to the same radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me?
That's well said.
I care about my problems.
Yeah.
I don't care about your company.
Yeah.
However, if your company can solve my problems, remove any potential risk of me working with you, then you start to get my attention. But all advertising should be focused 100% on the customer, not on you or your
Yeah.
company.
Exactly. I 100% agree. Even working with the individual lawyers as they're thinking about their business and how they work with clients, it's always about the value. How are we gonna uniquely create value and your experience, your client experience, working with me? How are we gonna get from here to there? It's always about helping them understand what they're going to experience as a client, right? What does that value
Exactly.
look like?
What is the end result? I mean,
Hmm.
people don't buy the hammer because they want a hammer. They need something to hit nails into a wall to create whatever the end product is. So
Exactly.
it's what is the end result your
Hmm.
customers most desire, and
Yeah.
what's stopping them from achieving that end result.
Exactly. So you're in marketing. How are you dealing with your own? At one time, you were everywhere, all over the internet in the
Mhm.
world. What's changed for you? How are you dealing with differentiating or standing out now in your business today, given the changes we've seen?
Specializing. The number one mistake I made, the number one mistake so
Yeah.
many specialists make is we try to be all things to everyone. If you're in pharmaceuticals, if you're in law, if you sell manufacturing wire spools, no problem. Come to me.
Yeah.
When you try to be everything to all people, you're nothing to everyone. And then you compete on price.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
absolute key is specialize. The more you can dig down, as I mean, there's a big difference when you want to sell an attorney and you go, oh, I'm a general marketer and my case studies are I helped this software company do this. going, what does that
Yeah.
have to do with us?
Right.
Absolutely nothing. But when I can say I've specialized in law firm marketing, specifically in this area of law, these are the results I've had from campaigns.
Yeah.
If it's they're thinking of hiring me or a general marketer, general advertiser, even though I'm more expensive, they're
Yeah.
going to choose me because I mean, I already know how to solve their problem and I've done it multiple times instead of
Right.
going, well, I've not been in your industry, but I'm
Right.
sure I can figure it out. They
Yeah.
don't want you figuring it out on their
On
dime.
them. Exactly. And there's something else that, even if you had a bunch of marketing consultants all serving law firms. Your game, you just love the competition. Like that's such a huge part of like if you can, when you light yourself up like that, I just loved seeing that because it was so
Well,
obvious that you love what you do.
and law firm advertising is the most competitive in the
Mm.
world, especially on the internet by like almost a factor of 300 per
Oh, wow.
300%. It's law firms are number one, and then like down quite a bit financial
Hmm.
services.
Hmm.
Then I
Hmm.
believe the third one is education,
Oh, interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that
but
actually.
law firms.
Yeah.
We're just like, we are
Way
so
up
high
there. Hmm.
compared to everyone else. And
Hmm.
when I say this, I mean the amount of money spent. It's insane. I mean, with the law firms that I work with, they literally call it monopoly money because
Wow.
there's so much. I mean, if you're a startup and you get, let's say, 20 million in funding, you're on the cover of Inc. magazine, Wired magazine, whatever. In law firms, we can get 50, 75, 100 million, and it's just normal.
Yeah. Hmm.
So
Interesting.
just, I love playing at the absolute top of the mountain.
Yeah, I get that. So you went from, I'm curious actually, you went from software to law. What was it because law is at the top of the mountain and you wanted to compete at that level or something else?
Nope, I was very happily working for a couple of Silicon Valley software companies. A very good friend of mine who used to work as the as a salesperson for my company got a job at their law firm,
Ah,
and within a few months of just seeing how poorly they ran everything, because he and I had just really developed systems for marketing operations. He was promoted within 2 months from a salesperson to president.
okay.
And he kept saying, Pete, come on over. I need you to be our marketing guy. I'm like, oh, it's law firms, they're ambulance chasers. I mean, I'm doing projects in tech that can change the world, just state of the
Yeah.
art, super
Uh,
cool, virtual reality, augmented reality, just all this cool stuff. And then he told me how much they were spending on advertising. And he's like, you'll get a percentage of
mm,
that. I'm like, yeah, but they're still ambulance chasers. He's like, well, our budget was just raised from to $1 million like per 3 months to 1 million per month. Well, that's starting to become a little more interesting, a little hard to say no to that.
mm.
And then he goes, our budget was just raised to $1 million a week.
Wow.
I go, I'm in,
Yeah, that's a lot of money. So what keeps you inspired in working in the field of law as opposed to
beating
the
everyone.
Be there you go. There it is again. It's
Yeah,
always the game. So if
yeah.
you're looking for marketing, you definitely want Peter to be working for you because he wants to beat everyone.
I do. I just I love the game. And
Oh,
when you get the marketing team and the sales team to finally understand it's a game. It's fun.
yeah,
Stop making it difficult. It's fun. Here's the numbers we have to hit, show progress, go, oh, we just had a record day. Congratulate. You will see the entire company culture turn around
yeah.
so quickly where
Uh-huh.
now we know why we're doing this. We know what our records are. We know what our competitors are doing. This is sport. Let's go win. And when you get everybody on that same page, to stop looking at it as a job and look at
Mm,
this is a game we're being paid for. We're a team. Let's
let's
kick
go win. Yeah,
ass. Let's beat everyone. And that inspires people.
absolutely
I
it
mean,
does.
now all of a sudden everybody's going, what are the numbers today? Where are we? Is it going to be a record
Yeah,
record day?
yeah,
It's it becomes so much fun then.
yeah. I hear that. You've really touched on a very important I think a big piece here around the impact of results on culture and enthusiasm when there's an actual game with real results that
Mhm.
inspire more enthusiasm, right? Those
Mhm.
kind of results have unbelievable impact on team culture, and that's something we haven't even talked about, but you've
Yeah.
really,
And it
brought that.
builds so much
Mhm.
pride
Yeah.
because they go, you know what? We were number five, let's say,
Hmm.
in our space. We just took out number four.
Hmm.
Now let's take out number three. And they're
Exactly.
seeing
Yeah.
ourselves rise. They're just like, we did that.
Yeah.
We're the team. We're
Hmm.
better. We're
Hmm.
smarter than those
Well,
guys
yeah,
are.
they're feeling like the work it matters and there's a game that's worth
Exactly.
playing. And
Exactly.
yeah.
I mean, in so many
Mm,
companies, it's just everybody's in silos. Corporate does not really share what the goals are, and there's just no excitement. You just go in, you do your job, and you leave, and that's, in my opinion, the wrong way to run a company.
well,
People need to understand it's a game and to know what the score is.
yeah, yeah. I think you're bang on. Whether it's reaching for a purpose or some kind of big impact outcome, or whether it's a competitive results, in industry standards or mastery, what have you, the game and the purpose and the drive are such a huge part of what makes us enthusiastic and what feeds our spirit, right?
Mhm.
Um,
And when everybody's having fun and they're excited and they're achieving their goals,
yeah,
it makes going to work enjoyable instead of going, oh God, it's Monday.
yeah,
On Saturday, they're going, God, I hope this weekend goes by quickly because I can't wait to get
right.
started on Monday.
Yeah. I think that it does touch on this idea of Groundhog Day, the movie where Bill Murray just
Mhm.
gets up every day and it's exactly the same. And I think there's a lot of that
Exactly.
out there. And without some kind of game, and
Mhm.
in your world, it's the marketing game generating real value that turns into profitability, ROI, and whatnot, and creates a
Yeah.
competitive advantage,
And
whatever the game.
the beautiful thing is when you combine the marketing team and the sales team, so we're two hands working together, it is absolute magic because the sales team's going, what are the numbers for it being
Yeah.
either total leads coming in per day, where yesterday we had 82. If if we can hit 118 today, it's a brand new
Yes.
record. So it's like go, go, go,
Let's
go,
go
go,
do
go,
that.
go. And the sales team is going,
Aw.
oh, if we can close two more deals today, we just achieved a new record. And it just gets the entire company
Yeah. Excited.
so excited.
That's brilliant. No, you're absolutely right. And I can hear it in you. I mean, it gets you excited too.
Oh, it's
So
just
it's good.
because
Aw.
work shouldn't, in my opinion, if you're not having fun, why
Yeah.
do it?
I'm a full agreement there. And, as we even look at your journey through the whole thing, I just keep coming back to that trifecta of the words and the psychology and the ability to test results, if you will, that web piece where you could actually play a game that generated results and you could see.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a huge part
And
of
if
it.
you look at it, I mean, when I was getting my degree in psychology, it was to eventually become a PhD in study behavior.
Oh, wow.
Kind of exactly what I do.
As I was just thinking, wait, don't you do that?
Except in doing it in a academic
Yeah.
PhD setting, I do it in marketing.
In real life, real time feedback. Amazing.
Exactly.
What a gift. Well, if there were anything that keeps you inspired, it's that you get to study behavior all day long and you get immediate feedback and you generate these
Exactly.
remarkable results that create not just cultural and not just profitability, but they create cultural improvement, they create individual inspiration. No wonder you're in love with what you do.
It is. If I wasn't being paid to do it, I'd still be.
You'd still be doing it. That's, you know
Yeah.
what? That's the best line ever. That's what we all wish for. So, as we're coming to an end, I'm curious, as you're thinking about the wisdom that you've shared today, and you think back to, your younger self, and if there were a young person starting as a marketing consultant today, with what what wisdom might you offer a younger person today?
If you want to make a lot of money, you have to specialize.
Mm,
Every company I've worked for has it. But if we say we only specialize in this, we could lose out on all this
yeah.
potential business. No, because you probably wouldn't have got that potential business anyway. You have to specialize. People want to hire somebody who's the best at something, not a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
In any profession, let's say you want to become the best marketer for plastic surgeons. Do they want to hire a general marketer
Mm,
who probably has no experience, or somebody whose that is their life? They eat, drink, breathe plastic surgeon
hmm.
marketing every minute of every day, and they've become the best at that specialized niche. You will 10x your income. And also, by doing that, it's a lot cheaper to advertise to a very small specialized group of people
Yeah.
than the entire world.
Yeah.
I mean, if your target market is, let's say, 1 million people, and to get them to really start to notice you and respond, they need to see your ad 10, 20 times. For 1 million people, guess what? That requires a big budget. And
Yeah.
it's not just 10 or 20. Out of sight is out of mind. The moment
Hmm.
you stop advertising, your target market gets about you. So I'd rather market really hard to maybe 1,000 companies where they're just going to see me over and over, and they're going to see me so often, they're going to go, if he can afford to advertise to us this much, he must be pretty darn good at this compared to a generalized company they see once or twice. I mean, it allows you to saturate your target market
Hmm.
for a fraction of what it would cost you to go after a large market. So Niche specialize, and the more you specialize, the easier it becomes to advertise to them, much less money to advertise to them, and you can charge so
Hmm.
much more because people pay far more for a specialist.
There you go. And I think that wisdom applies to anyone selling services, really, whether it's marketing or
Exactly.
otherwise. Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you for that. So as I have been in your periphery for so long, if others would like to connect with you, Peter, and gain some further wisdom from you and your genius, where might they find you to connect?
They can just go to my website, which is geiseker.com.
Okay,
Geis like in Sam, Heker.com.
we'll make
Or
sure.
if you go to LinkedIn, just search for Peter Geisheker. I believe, the only Peter Geisheker in the world right now, so
There you go.
you'll you'll very easily find me.
Perfect. We'll make sure that those links are available. And thank
Great.
you so much for all the wisdom you've shared today. It's been an absolute
Oh,
treat.
it was absolutely my pleasure. As you can tell, I love to hear you talk
Well,
about this stuff.
well, I'm sure we'll have lots more conversations. I'll look forward to those at another time. Thank you, Peter, for today.
Good,
It's
good,
been
good.
great.
Okay.
Bye for
Thank you.
now.